Maurice Ager, an outstanding athlete, terrific shooter, went 4 of 5 from 3 against Chaminade. He's got to shoot it well again today. He's unorthodox quick. That's why he's hard to guard, in my opinion. He's a really good player.
Good ball movement, and it's Ager for 2 out of the corner. Maurice Ager, senior from Detroit. Tom Izzo says he might be the best two-guard that they've had at Michigan State during his tenure, and perhaps back even longer than that. Really couldn't do anything for about 4.5 months, and Tom Izzo told us before the game he's still working to get his strength back. Here's Davis down the lane for the dunk.
How about Ager not panicking inside when he got stopped?
Davis just picked up his second foul. Timeout. Great action early.
Great athletes in this game. It's hard to find two wings more athletic than Shannon Brown and Maurice Ager.
Wearing number 25. Morrison couldn't handle the pass. Brown and Ager.
Oh!
Is that unselfish and attractive?
Well, you know what's great? In a 2-on-1, they get to the rim. That ball never hit the floor. That was absolutely beautiful.
Of course, the other break, I love this because they make this the guy defensively unsure of who's going to have the ball. Nice dish.
Knights will put it in the corner for Ager. Good position by Suton. And a new shot clock for the Spartans, down by 6 midway through the half. A runner by Ager.
How about that for mixing your game up? You don't make the jumper. This kid can blow by and get to the tip.
Who corrals the rebound. Namick just picked up his 3rd foul. Ager playing with 3. Drove on Rivio and gets credit for the basket.
See, that's the major issue, though. You've got to get down. That's the early offense. You've got to get back and get in a denied position. This cross-court pass is just gorgeous by Neitzel. The drop step and the finish. Extraordinary.
Well, Rivio caught with nothing to do. He tried to get in and take a charge, but Ager was able to slip past it, and Batista did not do a good job of getting back to try to stop that.
9 points now for Ager. He played just 9 minutes in the first half because of foul trouble. Here comes Ager back in. Tom Izzo with confidence in the veteran that he can play a while without picking up that 5th foul. He comes back in with 13-11 remaining, and his team now down by 2. Walden to Ager. Suton, Davis, and Brown, the rest of the fivesome for the Spartans. Ager for the lead, got that one up and over the rim. And Michigan State by 1. 12 points for Maurice Ager.
A really good ball movement, and Ager stepped into that one. His last 3 were short. That one he stepped into, and it was right on the money.
Well, a lot of patience that trip by Michigan State.
Ager off the catch and shoot did a great job of stepping into it. That's what elevated him. That's what knocked it down.
Nice pin down.
And Brown missed the 3. The rebound for Ager and a new shot clock for the Spartans.
Hands up, John!
Their wings can rebound. They can soar.
Ager for 3 and the lead for Michigan State.
You know the difference? They ran their offense, and as you said earlier, he stepped into it. When the quick pass and jack, they have their problems.
Well, when you move that defense from side to side, they've got to recover to you. And that's exactly what Michigan State did there.
3:43 to go. Back and forth they go. Ager gave Michigan State the lead.
And Sean, I would imagine this is going to go inside after the timeout, at least a touch, not a quick jack.
And Tom Izzo likes to throw the occasional lob after a timeout, so you got to be aware of that.
So much for that. Velocity. Right.
Maurice Ager with a bomb, an Ager bomb, as the student section calls them from time to time at Michigan State.
Good to see him have a solid game, too. Even with the foul problems, shooting confidently.
Ager, a terrific young man, very religious young man. As a matter of fact, Tom Izzo has adjusted the practice schedule. They don't practice on Sunday mornings to allow Maurice to attend services. He has 2 timeouts left.
Maurice Ager on the ball reversal again, stepping into that shot.
Shannon Brown apparently has recovered sufficiently from the cramps. He's on the court.
1 for a back cut, and there's a little slip to the goal for Davis.
There's Ager for 3.
Oh, some buckets! Big time delivery.
Maurice Ager coming off that screen, curling off, and Morrison flying at him. I think Ager shoots so much better when he's on the move, stepping into it. Against the zone, when he's had standstill shots, he finished short. But how about 13 minutes to go? Ager had 4 fouls. He's still in the game and knocks down arguably the biggest shot of the game.
The biggest shot, and also, Jay, the defense is coming at his hand, the shooting hand. That's very distracting, usually disturbs people. Great concentration.
And Tom Izzo rewarded for the confidence that he showed in Maurice Ager, putting him in the game. Michigan State has a lot of different options they can run. They've got 1-4 sets. They've got 1-3-1 sets.
Ager has been Tom Izzo's main man down the stretch here. He has 15 points in this half. Ager, 3.5 seconds to go. He rises and scores! Ager with a bomb at the buzzer! And we're heading for overtime.
Agers! How about that finish?
The officials are over reviewing this play. There's no question that was a 3. It was way beyond the arc. I wonder if they're wondering about time remaining on the clock.
That's what they're doing.
Yeah, a couple of tenths maybe.
What a great shot. And your point about fouling, Sean, is exactly right. If they could have fouled right about here, maybe 4-3, but you know, it's an awfully difficult proposition. And especially since Gonzaga did not have any timeouts left, they couldn't talk about it in a timeout to get everybody on the same page.
It's also got to be your philosophy totally. A lot of guys feel, get the foul, they might make the first free throw, miss the second, get an offensive rebound. It's got to be within your system and discussed, and what a big-time delivery.
I'll tell you what, do you think Tom Izzo is glad that he put Maurice Ager back in with 13 minutes to go and 4 fouls? I mean, you know, it was a gamble, but it paid off big because Maurice Ager, nobody's hit bigger shots in this game than he's hit.
Well, I think Sean alluded to it. You know, you've got to trust your players to use good judgment down the stretch to stay on the floor.
Tom Izzo talks about how talented Maurice Ager is, says he might be as talented as anybody they've had at that position. And he's made a believer out of me tonight. To back up that statement. Long rebound and Neitzel. Ager to Davis.
What a pass! What a run by the big guy.
What a great job by Davis of running for, and that pass was absolutely spectacular.
Off the dribble, too, which is tough. A lot of guys can't make that play. I think Judd's, he doesn't care who wins. He just wants to keep it going.
I mean, if you love basketball, this is a dream. And for Judd, it's hard to cheer for one team or the other, but he knows he's taught a lot to both coaches.
And he must be so proud to see the quality of the coaching we've seen and how much he has generously offered his counsel to these two men over the years.
Is he taking notes there, Sean? I thought he was looking down to write something. Knowing Judd, though, he may not remember the first part of the game. It's so long ago.
Ager makes the free throws. Then Ager controls. Under a minute to go. Michigan State with a chance to tie or take the lead again.
Tom Izzo calling a set for his team to run against this 2-3 zone.
Ager into the lane. Tough runner, and he made it.
Well, at the end of the year, he'll be Big Ten on the Big Ten team. That's when it counts. What a penetration and delivery.
Leading them back at the second half, and he's carried it right into the overtime. 28 points, 22 in the second half.
Yeah, what more can you ask about him? He has been extraordinary.
I mean, some guys don't have that kind of performance in a career, let alone in one game.
You know, you brought up the point in the commercial. You can draw a charge under the rim. If I'm in the post position and I start backing you in and knock you over, it doesn't count that way. That can be, you know, considered the right call. But that play was a little bit different.
Ager returned at 13-11 remaining in the second half with 4 fouls and has played unencumbered by the foul trouble. He's been brilliant. 1 minute gone by in the second overtime. Ager Into the lane for the dipsy-do.
He's had 2 penetrations that have been extraordinary instead of settling for the jumper.
Ager has 30. Not quite the same marquee matchup. Not the same hype, not the same level of play that we've seen in this one.
It's been absolutely extraordinary. The plays by Shannon Brown and Maurice Ager and Paul Davis. For Michigan State, it's been all about Maurice Ager. Saddled with foul trouble most of the game, but with 13 minutes left in the ballgame, Tom Izzo went back to him, and he really delivered, Bill.
And it's been feast week for him, or at least feast day, and shots contested he's been able to knock down. And you know, all of a sudden the mainstays, look at those numbers, huh?
Both are career highs. Ager's career high was 24, last accomplished in the Final Four, lost to North Carolina. 24 of those in the second half in overtime for Maurice, the senior from Detroit, at Crockett High School, the first recruit as head coach for Tom Izzo out of Detroit's public school league. And the third overtime is underway.
Gonzaga needs to be active in this 2-3 zone. Show hands and get around some of these screens.
Ager for 3.
They're all concentrating on Brown in the middle of the lane, and they didn't match up properly on the wing.
Boy, doesn't he run, Tom Izzo run great sets against the zone. Action to one side, screening it, and then running the action back to the other side.
Deludes you to thinking it's going one way.
Ager is 33 points. One of the great games in the 22-year history of this event. The premier in-season, early tournament, end of regulation, down by 3. Maurice Ager tied it at 80 at the buzzer in this tournament.
What a ticker. Great release, taking advantage of size.
Ager to Brown. Ager a deep 3!
Oh my goodness.
Michigan State the lead. Again, a very small difference between the game clock, which you see, and the shot clock, which is at 30 as Gonzaga calls a timeout.
Is there any limit to the heroics of Morrison and Ager? What a thriller. Wow.
Ager with 36, 12 more than his previous career high. He's had 30 since the half. He had 3 fouls at the half. He picked up his 4th early in the second half, went out of the game, came back with 13-11 remaining in the second half, played the rest of regulation and all of these overtimes without fouling out. Played 28 minutes with 4 fouls, and finally fouls out with 36 points.
What a gutsy performance by Maurice Ager.
Well, not that he's awakened a lot of eyes, but boy, if you didn't know about him before, you know about him now. Big time ticker.
We got into overtime when Maurice Ager hit a 3 at the buzzer at the end of regulation. Ager's been sensational.